land, and that happened just west of Salt Lake City over in Black Rock, Nevada. A twin jet-powered car made 2 passes averaging 714 miles an hour. Well, we didn't have the twin jets at the RMR last weekend, but we did have the single-engine variety, and they put on a phenomenal show. These cars can create 12,000 plus horsepower, and they'll use 100 gallons of fuel for each mile that they run. We had an opportunity to talk about these phenomenal machines and some of the pilots who guide them.
It's a J-34 Westinghouse. It is a Korean War vintage, like late 50s, early 60s. It was used in a Navy fighter called the Banshee. It's an actual turbojet engine. It produces around 3,000 pounds of thrust without an afterburner. We have adapted an afterburner to it, and that's what really helps to increase, well, it does increase our speed and our ETs. It propels the car down the quarter mile in almost 6 seconds flat, about 270 miles an hour. And that's what really adds to the show, which the fans love, with all the smoke and the fire and everything like that. It's a kick for us, too. It's a lot of fun sitting on the starting line doing all the fireballs and everything that goes along with it.
Well, I'm sure that the top fuel cars and the funny cars, my hats are off to the Kenny Bernsteins and the Joe Amatos that are going so fast, because the tire-driven cars, the tire shake and the clutch, and it's going to be a whole lot more severe ride than what we're going through. Ours is a rather smooth ride compared to what they're doing.
There's 3 principles to a jet engine: suck, squeeze, blow. That's that simple.
The sport of jet car racing has evolved over the years. K.C. Jones drives a Cannonball Express jet dragster. He's been involved with a jet car drag racing all his life and has watched the car change.
Well, there again, it's like any sport, you know, in drag racing, the jet cars evolved tremendously from the early days. In the early days, the guys literally used to take an aircraft engine and strap it to like an old 54 chassis and put 4 wheels on and go racing with this thing. You know, they're modern day top fuel cars basically with a jet engine. And the NHRA governs us very closely, which is a good thing. That they have strict rules to keep the cars safe for the drivers and the participants and the fans. And over the years, yes, the motors have evolved. They've got lighter weight motors that produce darn near the same amount of power that my motor does. Mine's a little bit of the older style, but still puts on one heck of a show, and I'm plenty happy with it.
Chuck Haynes pilots this machine. He uses jet engines that are more commonly used in today's private aircraft.
Well, actually, our engines in both of these cars are Pratt & Whitney J60s, or the civilian version would be a JT12. Now, that engine was used in smaller Lear-type jets, such as a Jetstar, Saberliner, that kind of airplane. It wasn't never produced with an afterburner. That's something that we've added to the motor.
Claude Workus drives a Dynalube high-stakes jet funny car. With gold lettering on the sides of his car, there's actually painted with 24-karat gold paint. Workus' ride is more than special. He is the fastest jet funny car in the western United States. The Seattle Hot Shoe sits beside the engine versus sitting in front of it.
Well, this is a jet funny car. There's currently approximately only 8 in the world running. The funny car body and everything restricts the length of the car. We're set up in there. This car is the same wheelbase as the top fuel funny car. It's a little lower car and a little narrower, and it handles real well. I like it. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable being out in you know, with the dragster after being with the jet next to me. I like being next to that motor as opposed to being in front of it. Next year we're hoping to run a top fuel car. We have a new car being built with Rayco Motorsports in Seattle, and I'm hoping to be the shoe on that car, and it's taken place, so we're going to do a different little program next year.
Workus has traveled the world and has set records everywhere, just as he did once again at Rocky Mountain Raceways.
I'm lucky to have we run for Team USA for NHRA all over the world. We've been in Japan, and we hold Japanese records in the jet funny car division. We hold land speed record in South America last November. I set the fastest speed on 448 kilometers, which calculates out to right close to 280 miles an hour down there, and has the fastest ever ran on that continent. This car holds land speed record in New Zealand also as a quarter flash car. We've campaigned it all over the world, and we're proud to hold a lot of track records.
But as fast as these cars can be, One thing that has always been a problem is stopping at the end of the run.
It's all thrust driven, actually. The big problem with the Jets is actually in the stopping of them more than the acceleration part of it. The stopping seems to be a handful. The parachutes come out, it pulls the front end up off the ground, they dance around a little bit. But the acceleration part is really fairly mild. I mean, we pull 3 Gs, maybe 4 Gs, but it's a nice, smooth transition.
Work has had problems back in July when he came to RMR for a special appearance. Before he left the line, his main chute sprung open and disintegrated in the engine's heat. Work has had no idea the chute had been turned into confetti.
We had some of the new Dynaloop product in the fuel, and the burner pops were real crisp and real loud, and when they exploded, they caused the parachute to deploy right at the line, and as soon as that turbine fire caught a hold of that chute, it turned it into confetti. I didn't know it. I'm just getting ready to leave. Matter of fact, I think I left right when they noticed it and tried to stop me. The crowd was real concerned about it, knowing that that's all we have down there to stop us, and the track hadn't been lengthened yet. As soon as I hit, went for that chute, knew I didn't have nothing, man. My hand was on emergency backup chute. Has a little bit shorter cord, it's harder hitting.
This past Saturday, his chute opened again about halfway down the strip. The RMR safety crews rushed to check on Workus, but all was okay once again. Seems a little bit risky, so why do they do it?
I love speed.
Well, what a way to end 1997 at Rocky Mountain Raceways.
And as a final note on the jet cars, Ted, I was standing back in that pit area there where they take off and the temperature flashes up on the sign out front. When they went out there, it was 50 degrees. When the jet cars got through, it was 53 degrees.
Really? It went up 3 degrees just when the jet cars ran.
That's how powerful they are.
Wow, that's something else. Well, you know, I saw the traffic stopping on the highway. I thought that was really something to see, was the cars actually stopping on the highway too. And I'll tell you, all the racing at RMR this past season stopped people in their tracks. We took a look at the drag racing highlights from 1997 today. In next week's show, we'll take a look at the oval track highlights. We'll see you next week on the Rocky Mountain Race Review.
Today's show has been brought to you by PPG, the world leader in automotive finishes. Young Chevrolet Geo in Layton. Stop in for a test drive today. Super Mini Cup cars, the fastest way to get into racing. Now available at Rocky Mountain Raceways. And by Rocky Mountain Race Review, the magazine that keeps you up to date on all the racing at RMR. Call today for a subscription.